Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dave with a quick little update some people have been asking. Been working hard for the last few weeks on the assessment engine, and today I'm really focused on the report, the final product. So I'll show you a few screenshots and a little bit of a before and after. Okay, so the screenshot we're looking at here is what it looks like when you go to start a quiz. Title, the number of questions, how long it's going to take probably to complete it based on certain number of seconds per question. Whether or not it's going to include breaks. So yes, these assessments include some breaks after a certain number of questions, which is some little fun stuff for people to look at. A description, and then some tags, like what kind of questions are in this quiz. So I've tagged up all the questions that are based on Common Core and given them some fun themes because I got tired of writing like super boring questions. So I started writing some interesting questions and then decided to tag them. So that gave me a neat little way to tag questions. And I'm probably going to do some complete themed assessments, to be honest. This was a very fun feature to come up with. So after you get through, here's an example of a question, and you just, very simple, you see the question, click and answer. After you get through, you get to the end. So this is a web app. It's built to be responsive, which means you can use it on desktop or a mobile device, because that's kids use mobile devices quite often, iPads and iPhones and whatnot. So this was the old results page. All the information is kind of here, but it doesn't really give you. Um, it's not really exciting. It's not much to look at. After spending 15, 20 minutes or whatever and getting through the end of the thing, you get all your numbers, but it's just kind of boring. Like, what is this? What does this mean? What does that mean, etc. This was an interesting problem because some people were taking the test to help me figure things out and test things for me, um, and not doing so great on it. And I did some research and showed that student retention through the summer is somewhere actually around 65% for sixth grade. So if you got a 70%, it means you maybe actually did a little bit better than expected. But it's not a pass and fail type situation. It's how much did you remember that may have been taught to you this year. So we've got all these stats, etc. So I focused today on making it look better, and here's what that looks like now. So we'll get this kind of out of the way. This is the regular desktop version. Now we see the student performance level up top, very front and center, and a description of what it is. And the reason why this was important is somebody took the test and they were like, oh, what if I fail? Like my mom is really interested to see what I get, because she was really concerned at the end of the year. There was distance learning, and the student's mother was just super concerned that her child did not pass or whatever, even though some schools just completely did away with passing and failing. So in this case, hey, it was actually she did 107% of what a normal kid probably would have done. And as I get more data, I'll be able to dial that in. Then we'll give you the complete attempt breakdown. This is a record of what you did, and you can go back to it at any time with the URL here. How long it took you, the number of questions, the total number of points you got, and then some ranks. So based on the zip code of the person which they enter, it'll tell them, how they rank locally in the city and the state, and then nationally. So as we get more and more and more people using them, there's a little competitive edge there. You can actually do some ranking. Then some areas where you can sort of tell the world about your results or share the actual quiz. This is an area down here that I'm super excited about, because all the questions that I wrote for the assessment are tied to Common Core objectives. And in this case, there are a lot of areas that were missed or that could have been better, but this will tell you exactly where to go to review. So this is a link out to a product that will cover the objectives. In this case, I used the BrainQuest 6 workbook and looked up page numbers to see which objectives were covered. And if you click on this button, it will actually tell you the actual Common Core objective code, and give you the complete sort of description of the Common Core objective that the question was tied to. So really interesting way to make sure that you're going to, if you did miss some areas, this is kind of a little prescription for you to go back and kind of cover those things again. So, really excited. This is the final result of a lot of little tweaking. I hate doing web design. It's not my strong point. I'm kind of like a server coder kind of guy. And that's it. So a sneak peek of what we're going to be releasing probably later on this week for people to begin testing. Goodbye.